So I'm currently sitting in a car park, an underground car park, because it is absolutely pissing down with rain and hail outside. So I thought I'd eat some food and talk about a movie, a cheesy movie, which is quite ironic because there's digital rats in it. Cheers. Mint leaves. Mm. G'day, it's Adam here again with another quick instant movie review for you. So, last night I caught Piper. This is the latest film from director Anthony Waller. I think this is his 9th film as director. And this film stars Liz Hurley, who plays Liz Haynes. Interesting, what a stretch. A high school history teacher who arrives in Hamlin with her daughter, teenage daughter, Amy, played by Mia Jenkins, to take a job at a local private school. Now, as part of the deal of being this mother and daughter team, not only do they get free schooling where Amy is placed, but also get to stay in this medieval house that looks relatively sinister. Later, it turns out that the house, funnily enough, had been occupied by another teacher whose daughter ended up killing themselves, or sorry, a son ends up killing himself, which is seen in the opening scene. Spoiler. Anyway, Liz's daughter Amy starts getting her fingers nibbled by rats in the middle of the night. There seems to be rodents that Liz sees in a kitchen, even though she's told by her colleagues that there's no rats in Hamlin. I wonder why. And funnily enough, also, Liz is teaching in this history class the history of the Pied Piper. Interesting choice. I'm sure they haven't heard that one again before if she's now in Hamlin where the Pied Piper all originated from. Anyway, Amy also falls for Luca, played by Jack Stewart. He is a very fine looking man, and also his witchy grandmother, who's played by Tamara Fitzgerald. So they basically say, look, Amy, you are in trouble. Stick with me. The witchy poo granny is going to give you some tablets, some pills, going to hopefully keep this nasty curse away from you. And that's exactly what it ends up. She ends up finding out it is a curse of the Pied Piper. That's right, the bloke with the pipe that got all the rats out of Hamlin. But why is she getting nibbled? Why is Liz so afraid of her past and how it is all coming to the forefront? And what does she need to do to stop this terrible curse? As I mentioned, this film is directed by Anthony Waller. It is a direct-to-digital feature, which doesn't mean anything. But this film is somewhere between a big, goofy joke and a film that wants to be taken seriously that I 100%, not for 1 second, could. There is some very bad CGI in this. The story premise could be quite interesting, but everything is laid on so thick, like ridiculously thick, like a massive, big chunk of cheese. Not a slight little, piece of cheese you just lay into a sandwich of story. No, this is a massive, big chunk of cheddar cheese, or tasty cheese, just whacked right in the middle that might taste really good if all you're eating is just the cheese, and that is all you know it is. But this is hidden in so many layers of other things that should be a bit more serious. I think that's where my sandwich analogy is going to end. But anyway, it just doesn't taste good. It tastes somewhere between uber cheese and ridiculous. It ends with a crazy finale. I won't give away too much of it, but let's just say the Pied Piper does show up. Lots of rats show up. Lots of CG Efri shows up. Lots of zombie weird little kids show up. And people are trying to act out of a paper bag and they're not really getting there. Liz Hurley looks like she is just rolling into the cheese for this one. There's not a lot of depth or scope. She does wear some fabulous clothes though, and yeah, that's about it. I do love Liz Hurley. I really liked her in, I think it was was it Bedazzled? Was that the one with Brendan Fraser? Which I really liked. She was great in Austin Powers, obviously. And yeah, this is just not a good film. This is going to be so bad it's fun. Potentially this is the film for you. But for me, I just sat there going, I'm wasting some time watching this, which is a shame because it's either going to be it could have actually been pretty good. Piper. Now, this film, by the way, I'd probably give 4.5 out of 10. I did not really enjoy this movie. Anyway, but I will tell you this. If you do want to track down this film, I put some links to where you can see it below, because there is about 3 different films called Piper. There's a film called The Piper. There's another film called Piper, and they're all basically horror style films. So just make sure that if you are going to track this one down, you do Google Piper Liz Hurley, because otherwise you're going to find the Julian Sands horror film. There's another one as well. So yeah, there you go. All right, that is it from me. Have a great night. Hopefully the storm will lift and I'll be able to go somewhere other than this car park. All right, I'll speak to you soon. Bye.